Hello, beautiful people. Thanks for tuning in today. Today I'm talking about how you can be your own sound healer with your own voice. Yes, it's true, your voice, your vibration can totally unlock tension and old programming in your body so that you can remember your greatness, remember your infinite beingness. I'm Rebecca Abraxas, and I love helping people remember their greatness through vocal awareness. So guys, let's dive in. So we've probably heard about the topic of sound healing and Tibetan singing bowls and different formats of, healing through vibration and sound. And one of the most exciting topics, I think, is that we can heal ourselves with our own frequency, with the vibration of our voice. So how do we do that? Okay, guys, so a good way to do this is to do a body scan. And what that is, you start to tune in from head to toe of any tightness you might have in your body. That tightness and the awareness of kind of tension or heaviness in your body is a good place to start. So doing that, just scanning your body, giving each body part attention and working your way up, starting with your toes, your ankle, your calf, your shin, your knees. Just give attention to each part of your body and take notice of where there feels like it's heaviness or tension or there's no flow. Okay? Now, when you find a part of your body that wants more flow, that feels heavy, pause there and ask, what's going on there? What message does my body want to give me? Now, you may hear words here, and then you can ask the question, what sound can I make to contribute to the flow of this body area? And then, this is the tricky part. You have to be that sound. You have to make that sound. And the thing is, a few days ago, someone said they felt silly doing some of the vocal work we were doing. And it's totally common. And this is the piece that we have to get over, is that judgment that something's silly or stupid or, not beneficial, or I'm going to get laughed at, or whatever, who's going to watch me do this kind of thing. All that kind of programming we kind of have to take and put out into the nothingness because it means nothing. Your sound and how it's going to heal your body sometimes doesn't sound pretty, and sometimes it sounds downright weird. Sometimes it sounds like groaning and roaring. Sometimes it sounds like a pretty sound. A lot of times when we think of sound healing, we think of pretty angelic sounds. Well, that's not always the case. Sometimes what the body's asking for and what that tension is asking for is to meet it. Meet that intensity, meet that tension with a and then from there you might get the awareness to open it back up into something that's, more sing-songy, like and the cool part is, once you get out of the judgment and once you get out of your headspace, you just follow the energy of the tension in the body. It is so cool. So become the tension of the body, groan and roar, and then start to encourage and entrain that body part to a more fluid sound. And that's when the sounds may or may not become something that's, to our ear more quote appealing. It may want to start just with a nice high, angelic sound, just to entrain right to it. The most important part with being a sound healer and being your own sound healer is your intention. So before you go into that body part that's asking for balance, just say, I intend for the highest good and the highest flow here. And then tune in, and you just Ask what message your body's giving you and what sound wants to contribute to here. Now, you know, in sound therapy or sound healing, there's different ways to do this. One I just mentioned, entrainment, where you do a higher frequency vibration to a lower frequency vibration, and you ask, it starts to kind of entrain, the low entrains to the high. Then you can kind of do it that way. The other piece is to kind of match that same frequency, and then it kind of just cancels itself out. That's kind of cool too. Or if you're like, I just don't feel this awareness, I'm not getting what you're saying, just tone, okay? Om. Give om or ah or ooh just to the body part. You know, you will gain awareness the more you do this. And so I don't want you kind of to get into your head too much about it, or into judgment of like, I don't have this awareness. You know, it's easy to do. I've been there. Like, I have doubted my awareness so much. I never even thought I had awareness or my intuition. And so definitely, if you're like, I don't know where to start with Om to the body part. Om, intending it to go to that area of the body. And if you want to do, earlier in the program, the 30 days, we tried to do, we did the 7 sounds of love. You can take one of those sounds. Sa, re, ga. Maybe ga wants to play in the part of the solar plexus. Ga, ga, ga. You can just tone any of those sounds of the 7 sounds of love, or just Om again, or just ah or ooh. And from there, you will gain awareness to what's next. Now, awareness is not a huge like, ah, ah. It's a very subtle whisper from the universe. It's kind of, and everybody has that whisper in a different way. You may have like just a knowingness. You may have like hear the sound. You might see the sound. So just be open to however your awareness is going to develop. And then your awareness, once you kind of are like, oh, that's how I do it, that's how I hear it, it may change. So don't get too attached to how you are becoming aware of the sound, okay? But most importantly, just give your body part, whether it's in your leg or your heart or your throat, just give your body part the sound or some attention and intention for flow. And that is how you become the sound healer for your own body. And really, it can be that simple. You just have to be willing to spend time with yourself and give attention and intention and sound to that area. And the more you do it, the more you're going to get comfortable with it, the more you're going to feel the flow. I mean, I swear, I think I was sound healing myself for so many years before I even knew about sound healing, by just singing, okay? So just singing really opens up the flow of life force energy through our bodies. So if you're like, this is getting a little too like, I don't know how to feel tension in my body, just sing, and you'll start to feel the flow of life force through you. And then you'll start to notice what it feels like when it's not happening, when life force isn't there. And that's the beginning of awareness of going into the body. And so I'm seeing some comments and I'm pretty excited. So I'm gonna get to the comments after this video, and thanks for being here and tuning in. And so I'm gonna recap now, and be sure any questions and more comments, please put them in, I'll get to them. So to recap, what you want to do is do some kind of body scan to become aware of where the body wants attention. And you just scan up from the toes all the way up to the top of the head. And you're just scanning by giving attention to like the toes, the ankle, the knee, the thigh, the hips, the belly, the solar plexus, the chest, the shoulder. That you just go into those areas, give attention and awareness. After you do the scan, take note, where did it feel kind of heavy or tense or tension, okay? and go to those areas and ask a few questions. The first question is, hi, what's going on? Do you have a message for me? And then what sound would contribute to your highest good? And these questions are designed to open up your funnel to the universe and hear the whisper of the next step. And from there, what you're going to do is you're going to sound something out. You're either going to sound Om. You can actually start with a groan. You can start with a roar. You can start with just a vowel sound. If you don't get the sound that it wants, or that you, not wants, if you don't get the sound that anything coming to you, or you don't know what to do, you can default to those things. But you may get the perfect sound, and sometimes it's like, so sometimes it's like weird like that. And yeah, I just judged that, but it's just like, let it be weird, let it be funky, it doesn't have to be sing-songy or just angelic. The biggest thing is to get out of your mind, throw the judgment out the window, and just go for it. Okay, so that's kind of little 101 of becoming your own sound healer. And you know, a lot of people talk about throat chakra. Okay, throat chakra, feeling like they feel limited in their throat chakra. There's a lot of tension that's held in our throat chakra because this is our expression, and a voice is so vulnerable. Now, I'm not a big proponent of the chakra voicing map, like saying, oh, go do this sound for the throat chakra, because I'm really a proponent of individuality and infinite beingness, and that you have to go into that area and become aware of what's going to open it. And it could be the sound that they have for, you know, the chakra maps have, but by all means do that. But I want you to tune in first, not just you know, automatically go there. The throat chakra sound is E, okay? So feel free to play there, but don't just say, oh, this E sound's gonna open my chakra. No. After you do E, tune in to the frequency, and then go into your own unique happening and experience of your throat chakra, and then tune in to what sound is there, what heaviness is there, what awareness is there, and that's where the unique sound is going to come. Throat chakras, sometimes I feel like personally, my personal opinion is the chakra map can be kind of limiting, and I feel like in this stage of the game we are, humanity is kind of like, let's see, how do I say this? The chakras can limit our possibility. So if I were you with the throat chakra, I would envision it here, and then I would expand it out past your body into your auric field. Expand that chakra and imagine like uncapping it. Okay, our chakra energies are potent, but they're developing in a sense that they need to expand and uncap and let go of the dense stories, beliefs, psychological developments that are being held there. We need to uncap them and expand them. So give that a try with your throat chakra, and you can uncap and you can expand with sound too. So just play here. So the best sound for the throat is one of the chakra maps is E, but I really encourage you to go into your own story there and your own a contraction there, and let it guide you. Okay? All right. And so guys, a lot of times the throat chakra and our self-expression actually has been diminished from lower chakras or lower frequencies. So like, for example, the base of our body, or the second chakra, the creativity, sensuality. There's different areas. And then if you look at the third chakra with self-empowerment, sometimes that's gotten squashed. And all of that, everything relates to this self-expression. It's not just the throat chakra. There's a lot of areas of our psychology, of our evolution, that have kind of gotten squashed down that we can take a look at. So don't just if you feel like you have challenges with expression or feel something being held here, ask what the root is, because most likely it's not coming from here. Most likely it's coming from, you know, your mental space or your pre-verbal, which was before the throat chakra development. So go to, yeah, just ask a question. Whenever you want clarity, ask the next question. So if you're feeling tension in the body, you could also ask, like, what's the root and seed of this? And you may get the awareness of where that is. Because sometimes clearing heaviness from an area that it's kind of like, you know, remember those bubblers? You blow bubbles and all the bubbles are growing on top of each other, and you pop the bubbles. That's what that's like. But what we really have to do is get rid of the person blowing the bubble, right? If we want all the bubbles to go away. So that's the root and seed. So how do we use our own sound to get to that bubbler as well, right? So asking that question, oh, this heaviness, is this the root? Or is there something deeper that I could get to? And I feel like that's a really good question to ask with the throat chakra, because usually it's something way before the throat chakra was developed. And if we're looking at linearness, so it's usually way down in the first chakra, those first years of development, and yeah, so. Play in the psychology of being accepted to a tribe, having your needs met, being lovable, is it safe to be sexual and sensual? Those things really affect our voice. So I hope that was helpful. So you can be your own sound healer. And I think maybe tomorrow I'll do a second video on sound healing and get into a little bit more depth with it all. But for today, please practice with these things, the body scan and tuning in to the heaviness and asking a question of what sound would contribute to it, and then what's the root of it, and what sound wants to play there. So I hope this was helpful. If you would like to tune into the whole 30-day series, be sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel at Rebecca Abraxas here, and I'll get to all your questions and comments once I finish this video. Many blessings on your healing journey.